serious issue with systemic racism within child welfare systems, including the harmful use of birth alerts. A report listed by National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls, 2019, May 29th. This report examines systemic racism within child welfare systems, including the harmful use of birth alerts. It explains how birth alerts disproportionately targeted Indigenous mothers, often without consent or due process, reinforcing colonial patterns of family separation. There has been constant concern raised by First Nations leadership about the practice of birth alerts. A policy known as CW0520 speaks about how hospitals and child welfare agencies flagged pregnant Indigenous women without their knowledge, which in turn lead to surveillance, trauma, and increased child apprehensions. The Assembly of First Nations emphasizes that birth alerts violate Indigenous rights and undermine culturally safe healthcare. It is planned to use this policy to demonstrate Indigenous leadership perspectives and advocacy efforts that pushed provinces to end the practice of birth alerts. As we come to understand the impacts birth alerts have on Indigenous people, an interesting topic is that the Ontario Human Rights Commission has on this issue. The Ontario Human Rights Commission's policy statement explains how birth alerts may violate human rights protections, particularly regarding racial discrimination. It discusses the disproportionate impact on Indigenous families and the importance of informed consent, cultural safety, and trauma-informed approaches. This also explains the legal and human rights implications of birth alerts, and how child and youth care professionals can practice ethically and in culturally responsive ways. Inconsistencies in official provincial policies and statistics related to birth alerts. STUC 2019A make it difficult to estimate the proportion of children placed in care that can be attributed to apprehensions resulting from birth alerts. However, what data is available provides some insight to the extent to which birth alerts are being used and the population most affected by them. Although official statistics regarding the use of birth alerts are unavailable, a joint report by British Columbia's Ministry of Children and Family Development, MCFD, and Representative for Children and Youth revealed that a disproportionate number of Indigenous infants were removed and entered care between 2013 and 2018. What's a solution, you ask? New parents experience birth alerts and baby seizures as forms of punishment that undermines the bond between infants and their mothers at a crucial stage in their development by depriving them of their mother's care, nursing, and bonding. Instead of issuing birth alerts resulting in baby seizures, child welfare agencies should reach out to at-risk expecting mothers with help to treat addictions, provide support, and find housing before and after they give birth.
Thank you for watching.